Hi everyone, welcome to another tutorial. Today we are going to be making a wall hanging, all using just a few square knots. So this is, again, another very easy tutorial for any beginners out there. So if you want to recreate it, here is what you will need. So if you want to do the exact same thing, you will need 4 different colors of cords. You will need 3 cords at this length that I'm putting on the screen in this neutral color. That's the one that we're gonna be using to do the actual knots. And then you're going to need 3 accent colors, I guess we could call them. So today I'm going for these neutral tones that I hope will go really well together. And again, here on the screen, how long these cords need to be. And you can see I have 3 cords in each of the groups. So each color, 3 cords, and I'm using 5mm cords for this one. You will also need a dowel rod. I am using this one, it's 20 centimeters. I think you could go with a bit of a longer one. It's just, I don't have one right here, so this is the one that I'm going to use today. And you also saw I am going to be using a brush for the fringe at the end. So let me show you how to make the wall hanging. We will be using the lark's head knot to put up the cords. So find the middle of your cord, loop it around the dowel rod, make a hole right here and pull the 2 cords in the middle through that loop and tighten. And this is how you will put up all of the cords right here. Okay, I shouldn't have said all of the cords, all of the colored cords, so the accent colors. So put them in the groups of 3 that you have cut. And now I will show you how are we gonna be doing the square knots by adding the natural colored cord. So first, make sure that the sections of the 3 cords are really nice and tight here at the top. So they're very, very much together here. Then take one of the natural cords, find the middle of it, put that behind the bunch of 3. And if you know how to do a regular square knot, it's exactly the same, except all of these 6 cords are going to be your middle cords, and you will be making the square knot with these. So first, the left cord goes over the 6 in the middle, then the cord on the right goes over it, behind the 6, and then through this loop right here, and you pull it out. And then you tighten at the very top here. So squeeze it to the top and squeeze. And then we do the same thing except for the other side. So first this cord goes over the ones in the middle. Then this one on the left goes over it, behind it, all of the 6 cords, and then through the loop here and out. And squeeze again, tighten, and that's it. And we just repeat this pattern over and over. So first this side, over, behind the 6, out the loop, and tighten, and then the other side, over the 6, this left one, behind them, and out through the loop. And now just keep going like this, adding more of the square knots, and then I'll show you how are we going to finish it up. So I have done 10 square knots right now, so that's where I am. I am not going to finish it yet because I first want to add the exact same thing on these 2 sections as well, because in the end, I want them all to be different heights. But first, I want to get them maybe to the 10 and then decide which ones do I make a little bit longer, which ones are going to be shorter. So let's add the exact same thing, adding the natural cord like this with the square knots to this section and then this section as well. All right, so I am at 10 square knots for each of these sections. I think I want my yellow one to be the longest, so I'll add a couple more, maybe like 5 more, 6 more. And then this one is gonna be the shortest, so I'll add maybe only like 1 or 2, and then this one is gonna be somewhere in the middle. Once I'm done, I'll tell you guys how many knots do I have in each section so that you know how to follow this along. Okay, I think I'm happy with this. So I am at 16 square knots for the middle, the yellow one, 13 for the dark brown, and 11 on the gray. So now let me show you how I'm going to finish the ends here. So there are a couple options for the ends. You could literally leave it like this if you want the knotting color, so the natural color, to show in the fringe as well. I think that's a good option too. If you don't want it to show and you want just the accent colors to be down here in the fringe, then you will need to somehow tie the white cords in the back. One way is if you do have a large needle where you can pull, this through the loop of the needle, you could then pull this through the needle, turn it to the back, and with the needle stick it up here in the back, and then just cut it off. I don't want to do that because it sounds too complicated and I want something easy today. So I'm going to take the easy way out and just literally tie a knot, like a knot that you do on your shoelaces, in the back with these cords like this, so that you get it more in the back and it's not as visible. And I'll just cut it off right here. And then because I'm going to brush this out and make a fringe out of it, it's going to be a little bit bigger, so I don't think the white is going to show in the back at all. So now on to the fringe. First thing, we're going to trim the ends here to more or less where we want the fringe to be, or rather a little bit more, because we can always trim more, right? But you cannot add cord. So trim it and then start brushing. So I'm done brushing out the fringe as well. Now for one very last trim, just to get it very, like a nice clean cut at the end here. So I'll cut off maybe like 1 more centimeter or something like that. And we are done then. And here we are. This is the final project, final version of it, with nice clean edges down here. I wanted to show you in the back. So here you can see how I've cut them. This was the first one I cut, and I think I was a bit too enthusiastic about the trimming because it's definitely a little bit too short. So don't cut it that short. Cut it more like I've done here or here, so that you can make sure that it sticks nicely to the back. But other than that, I think this was really cool. Super easy. I was done in 30 minutes, 45 minutes maybe. So one of the easiest macrame wall hanging projects that you can probably do. And it's very versatile, obviously, because you can change out these colors. You can, add more cords if you have a longer stick, for example. Vary the lengths, vary the, so many combinations with this one. So have fun, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.